And you know what's so funny? I am with many police officers.
I cannot believe that I missed last night's debate between a U.S. senator and a child that was excited about his Happy Meal toy. But Democratic Senator Raphael Warnock went up against Republican inpatient Herschel Walker, fighting for a Georgia U.S. Senate seat. And wow. So I'm going to get to not just the big clip coming out of the night over Herschel Walker's toy, but I'm also going to get to a few other clips that are being overlooked because of that big moment, including a clip where I think Raphael Warnock made a mistake. I'm being honest here. I'm going to show you. That said, before I even get to any of this, it's clear what the choice is here, right? Like, there's no debate over that. Raphael Warnock over Herschel Walker, no doubt about it. But let me get to the first clip here. This is making all the headlines. So here's Herschel Walker and Raphael Warnock. This is a discussion, I guess, about law enforcement that just devolves into madness.
You can support police officers, as I've done, through the COPS program, through the Invest to Protect program, while at the same time holding police officers, like all professions, accountable. One thing I have not done, I've never pretended to be a police officer, and I've never threatened a shootout with the police.
Well, and now I have to respond to that.
We are moving on,
I have
gentlemen.
to respond to that. And you know what's so funny? I am with many police officers, and at the same time,
Mr. Walker, Mr. Walker, Mr. Walker, Mr. Walker, excuse me, Mr. Walker, please, out of respect, I need to let you know, Mr. Walker, you are very well aware of the rules tonight.
Yes.
And you have a prop.
Yes.
That is not allowed, sir. Yes. I ask you to put that prop away.
Well, it's not a prop. This is real. And he said, I have a problem. I never worked with law enforcement.
It is considered a prop, Mr. Walker.
Yes.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
You're very well aware of the rules, aren't you?
Well,
aren't you aware of the rules?
He brought up the truth. Let's talk about the truth.
Thank you for putting that prop away. And
all right, so I got more clips coming up, of course, but the moderator, they're talking to Herschel Walker as if he's a child. Quote, I ask you to put that prop away. Excuse me, sir, you're very well aware of the rules. Just replace the word prop with toy. I ask you to put that toy away. Excuse me, sir, you're very well aware of the rules. I think I've literally said this exact line to my child once. So this is just, wow. So I'm going to get to more on this toy in a second. But the other line that's kind of being missed here is this fact that, yes, Herschel Walker threatened to shoot out with the police, as Raphael Warnock there mentioned. So, yeah, that happened. Also, that was over a domestic dispute, which a lot of that in Walker's past. Credit here, David Cross, to basically calling this out back in August, saying here, Jesus Christ, don't give this guy any pilot wings they hand out to kids or really effed. So that's basically what he pulled out there with that badge he pulled out. But this is over. So he, I was proud to serve the blue as an honorary agent and special deputy sheriff. This is the shit they do with kids. Like this is on some level sad that he is touting this as something worth, bragging about. But my God. So Herschel Walker said he worked in law enforcement. He didn't. So there are many times that he has said this. You can go through this piece, but just a few paragraphs here. It wasn't the first time Walker said he was in law enforcement. The Atlanta Journal-Constitution found while reviewing dozens of speeches and motivational talks by Walker that were posted online. Quote, I work with the Cobb County Police Department, and I've been in criminal justice all my life, he said in 2017. In 2000, he told Irving, Texas police that he was a certified peace officer, according to a police report. And he used his alleged law enforcement ties to justify why he had a gun, including a 2001 incident when he pursued a man who was late delivering a car. So a lot more here to this history, but he has claimed this many times, and it's not true. I don't even know why he is so stuck on this. But you can tell how poorly he did here, because this is Herschel Walker's campaign surrogate. This is Ralph Reed. I'm going to get to more on Ralph Reed in a minute. But here is something he said in response, or here's what he said in response to this badge incident.
I couldn't make it out. I don't know what it was. I believe it was a police badge, but I couldn't see it from where I was, so I really don't know. Well, again, I couldn't see it from where I was, so I can't really speak to what it was. I don't know because I couldn't see it. I heard the woman ask him to put it away, and he put it away, but I couldn't see what it was.
You really couldn't see it. That's your excuse. If you can't see it, it doesn't exist, I guess. It just, he has no way to defend this. So this is his defense. Didn't see it. My eyes were closed. I was blinking at the time, and I guess the blink was a little too long, and I must have not seen when he pulled out what was obviously this police badge with him trying to make a point that made no sense. But Ralph Reed. So here's a piece on Ralph Reed from 2010. The Deceptions of Ralph Reed. This guy is a piece of work. Check this out. To recap, Ralph Reed worked for Team Abramov by mobilizing Christians opposed to gambling to shutter casinos. The only hitch, Reed was usually paid by other casinos who had a financial interest in eliminating their competitors. Giving you an idea of what kind of person Ralph Reed is. All right, let's get to the next clip here. This is over healthcare.
Because if you have an able-bodied job, you're going to have healthcare. But everyone else have healthcare is the type of healthcare you're going to get. And I think that is the problem. And what Senator Warnock wants you to do is depend on the government. What I want you to do is get off the government healthcare and get on the healthcare he's got to get you a better healthcare. So that's what I'm trying to do, to make you independent rather than dependent.
Okay. I have a couple of more clips coming up, but first of all, senators have government subsidized healthcare. It's not, Medicare for all, but it is government subsidized healthcare. So he wants to take you off of public healthcare, or I guess Medicaid expansion, and put you on to a different version of government subsidized healthcare. All right. What's important here are the actual positions on healthcare. So Raphael Warnock wanted to tweak the Manchin inflation deal to expand government-funded healthcare to 4 million people, to red states that have denied the expansion of Medicaid. So as The Hill writes here, a University of Georgia poll last year found 64.5% of Georgians said the state should expand Medicaid, compared to 19.7% who opposed it and 15.8% who said they did not know. So this is what is important. Raphael Warnock is with the people here. He understands how expanding healthcare would help people in his state that need healthcare. Whereas you have Herschel Walker, I don't even know what his position is. I couldn't make sense of most of that. Maybe you can help me out. Most of that it was just word salad. Made no sense at all. But let's get to the next clip here. This is over insulin costs.
Uncaps the cost of insulin. He said he would not have voted for the Inflation Reduction Act, and I think he should tell the people of Georgia why he thinks they should have expensive insulin and why the pharmaceutical companies should be able to charge us whatever they like.
Well, first of all, may I respond? I believe in reducing insulin, but at the same time, you got to eat right, because he may not know, and I know many people that's on insulin, and unless you have eating right, insulin is doing you no good.
Does he even know what job he's running for? U.S. Senator, not personal trainer. The job of a U.S. Senator is to pass things that help people. You can't claim to be for capping insulin costs when you were against the thing that would cap insulin costs, while Warnock voted for that thing. And then encourage individual action as if that's your job as a U.S. Senator. It really is just sad. And look, to be fair, that isn't just, Walker here. That is the Republican Party. It's all about individual action. They try and cut taxes as much as possible for the very rich and do absolutely nothing for the rest of society. So, it's just, I guess it's in line with what their philosophy is. But it really is important to, again, centralize what this job is for. Do you want someone there that's actually going to do something, or someone that's going to, just talk word salad, do nothing, and then encourage individual actions? All right, next clip here. This is the one that I am not very fond of. It's a quick clip, but not a good look.
Raise your hand if you support a federal minimum wage.
So Raphael Warnock never raised his hand. It's bad enough that Herschel Walker didn't, but how are we in a place in the year 2022 where neither candidate for U.S. Senate raises their hand in support of a federal minimum wage? Especially considering that Warnock actually does support it, as he's mentioned before many times. He writes here back in March 2021, I support a $15 an hour minimum wage for Georgia's hardworking families. When we raise the federal minimum wage, we give workers the purchasing power to retain housing, put food on the table, and help manage the rising costs of vital services like childcare. This is a popular position. The vast majority of people in polling support raising the wage to $15 an hour. Why would you run away from that in this debate? So, the choice is clear here still between these two. And I do think Warnock actually does support a minimum wage raise. He just thinks the optics for some reason are bad, which is insane to think that. Democrats win when turnout is high. You get turnout high if you get young people out to vote. Supporting higher wages is a great way to get young people out to vote. But you suppress the vote if you run away from these popular issues. So dumb move here by Warnock, but I think the badge, the toy there kind of overshadowed the entire debate. And I'm not sure how much that one moment's really going to have in terms of an impact on this race. Warnock is still well out ahead, but do not count Walker out. Do not count him out. The fact that this race is even close at all is very sad. So, again, it depends heavily on turnout. We're going to have to see what happens.